What's going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of the Under 23's Road to Glory. We're on episode 21. We're joined by Cal,
How's it going?
and your voices have been heard. It is Judgment Day, and that is from the vote of the last episode. If you guys did miss the last episode, be sure to go and check it out before listening to this one, otherwise, it won't really make sense. But we're going to be getting into the decision that needs to be made. So before we get into the results of the great vote, we're going to carry on business as usual, as we do every single episode, talking about you guys leaving such fantastic comments on the last video, and it's always great to sort of read as the week goes on. We always reiterate that in every single episode because we don't want you guys to think that we are taking you for granted. We love the comment section. It always brings a smile to my face. Even a couple of comments, actually quite a lot of the comments actually made me genuinely sorry, like laugh out loud. I don't know if you read them, Cal, but honestly, some of them just caught me off guard. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
class.
yeah.
I love it all.
Yeah, very creative, guys. I do like it. Anyway, so the business. We're getting into the business side of the episode then, because we're starting off strong in the Comments Premier League, where we only had one mover and shaker this week, and that was I don't even know how to say his name. Nakuli Soy. I'm sure that's nailed. Who
Yeah, it's close
chose
enough.
who chose Ravella, who was the only person in the top three, so he gained 1 point on everyone else, as you can see in the results here. So we had Neco Williams, who was top of the pile today, scoring a fantastic little goal for Nottingham Forest, and not only that, obviously just having a great game, and Forest won 7-0. So I don't think many people would have saw that coming, especially off the back of a 5-0 loss. It's quite a weird. I mean, that's what you want for your team, isn't it? To sort of
Yeah,
react like that. Yeah, I mean, you probably don't. That might be a first. I don't know. Your team losing 5-0 and then winning 7-0 the next game. It's kind of mad, isn't it? Especially in the Prem.
sounds like straight up Tottenham this season, but it's unheard of for a team that's competent, I guess.
Yeah. So, interesting. Obviously, Neco Williams was not really even on our radar to be in any lineups, which is a bit unfortunate, but good to have in the gallery nonetheless. Never going to complain. And then Visharan, sort of back-to-back weeks, had quite a good one. And then Ravella obviously coming in third, getting that point in. For Mr. Nico, I'm just going to call him Nico. And then yeah, Leo following closely behind. So yeah, with that being said, great timing, Mr. Ice Cream Man. Mid recording, yeah. Nah, this is not even getting cut out either. You guys can. This is what I have to put up with every single day.
Hey, if they've been in the streams, they can hear it.
Oh my god, this guy. Anyway, before we get rudely interrupted again, I mean, it's good timing from him, really, because it's an absolute stinker. Yeah, like you can see on screen, 209, not ideal. And yeah, obviously we didn't win anything. We didn't win anything this week, which is fine, because obviously last weekend or last episode we did get some good rewards. So unfortunately, in the episode today, there will not be any rewards. We've been cooked. We've been cooked.
Yep.
We've been cooked. Are you thinking about signing up to SORARE? If you are, then please do use my link down below in the description. All you got to do is click on that link, buy 5 cards from the primary market, and then you'll get £50 in-game market credits. That means you can have a gallery worth £100 for just 50. Sorry about that, guys. Had to cut there because the ice cream man proper threw me off there. But yeah. Anyway, we're gonna get on to the business part of the episode. We'll throw you over to Cal as always.
Yeah, so it's been a busy, busy incoming session over the week and the weekend as well, doing some business while the games were going on. And also in the streams, if you haven't stopped by to say hello. I don't know what you're doing with your weekends. Sort it out. Um, but yeah, as you can see, we'll start with the outgoings because no one really cares about who leaves. So Paul Nobel, he got shipped off. Gustav Isaksen, he got shipped off as well because there was rumours of Lazio buying a winger, so he decided to try and
get out of
recuperate
them.
as much money as we can
Mhm.
early on, and Milos Kerkez because his price is stupidly high. Although Bournemouth are good, he just doesn't really seem to score that well all the time.
Yep.
He has the odd game where he can get like the 80s or 100, but he can also have games where they can win 5-0 and he gets like 40. So
Mhm.
yeah, got him gone. And uh, Uzam Sorawi. So I bought him just before Lille played for 167. He goes and scores two off the bench. He got booted out the door. Um, Took the quick profit on him. So he's not actually in the gallery anymore. So that's nice. But we did strengthen the attack. So we signed Derry from Hertha Berlin. We signed Aslani. That was a recommendation. That was pretty much the biggest signing we wanted to make as far as forwards go. We needed one that was just nailed to do well,
Yep.
just give us a little bit more of a chance. And then we strengthened the midfield quite a bit. So we brought in Joel Fujita, Enzo Leopold, which is a marquee signing, and a returning reward. Mateus Tavernier is back in the gallery. We just like to recycle the same players every now and again. It just keeps it fresh, you know. Um, and there was one more signing because we had a little bit of money left over, so we brought in Leo Grimal. I'm gonna say it's pronounced.
Something like that.
That was a recommendation from yourself actually. So managed to get him in for a few pennies. Yeah, just it's strengthened the gallery in a nice way. There's good parts in all positions. Everyone's got like a strong suit, and that really does show in the lineups that we've put together for this weekend as
Yep.
well.
So yeah, so let's move on then. So looking at the lineups ahead of the weekend, yeah, I think that even just building the lineups this weekend sort of just felt better.
Yeah,
Obviously, with the Austrian league coming in, um, yeah, it just obviously makes our gallery a lot stronger because we did have a quite like good assets in that league. But yeah, I think obviously this is subject to change. I know in the previous couple of episodes we've been forgetting to show what lineups we actually set. So we, I think people wanted, or it was mainly, I think Sikta Mig was the, complaining or asking us to show lineups more, which we always welcome, constructive criticism, and we were actually like, yeah, you know what, we should be showing lineups more. So here they are. Obviously, these are definitely subject to change. That's the only problem. Obviously, we record this ahead of time. Not too crazy ahead of time, but obviously, you know what SORARE's like, guys. If you build lineups on Wednesday or Thursday, it could all change on Friday with some team news and stuff like that. So always take these team selections with a bit of a pinch of salt, knowing that these are sort of maybe first drafts, not final drafts. But yeah, we will reiterate for the comments Premier League guys, you can comment anyone in the gallery. We don't have to be playing them in a lineup, which I think some people might be confused about. So yeah, so you can pick anyone in the entire gallery. We don't have to be playing them. So yeah, just to sort of reiterate that rule that was I think we mentioned previously, but yeah, just to sort of update people. And with that being said, we do keep forgetting as well to mention who me and Cal are going to pick for our comments Premier League sort of pick. So yeah, we don't we want to include it into the video so you guys don't think we're like changing it or whatever. Even though you guys all have access to the spreadsheet. In the in the description, you guys can click on the spreadsheet and look. And me and Cal do put our names on the spreadsheet before the game week starts, so just for verification. And obviously, if we were cheating anyway, your boy wouldn't be in seventh right now. But anyway, yeah, I thought we'd make sure that we include it our picks because yeah, it's always good to do so. So with that being said, Cal, who picked first last week? Oh, it was defo you. It was defo you.
yeah, it
It was
must have
it was
been.
definitely you, I remember because I messaged you first. So, with that being said, then I'm gonna pick my pick for this week, and it's gonna be our exciting new attacker in the gallery. I'm gonna go with Asolani.
Oh, well, I'm gonna change what I thought because I was gonna go for Sufyan, who is currently captain, I believe. but I am going to go for our other marquee signing, and I'm actually going to go for Enzo Leopold.
Ooh,
Gonna,
okay.
gonna spice it up. Go for the two big signings
Nice,
and see
nice.
which one can win the head to head.
Yeah. So again, just so you guys know, me and Cal always pick. We can't pick the same player. Obviously, you guys can pick whoever you want. But just for a bit of friendly competition, me and Cal always like to go with different players. Just as sort of like a little mini game inside the series. We love doing stuff like that in these series. You can sort of see our little head-to-head battle on the left here as well. I'm actually not sure who's winning. I think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Oh, Cal's got me by one at the moment,
Oh, there we go.
which makes sense because you are ahead of me in the league as well. So
That's true.
yeah. So that's all things comments Premier League. Remember, guys, if you have any suggestions for the series, like obviously Sick Demig let us know that we've been missing this in previous episodes, which is great. Obviously, if you guys have any things you would like us to change or whatever, then do let us know in the comments. Along with, of course, your pick for this week. Hopefully you guys pick some good players and you can fly up the table. So yeah, again, just to reiterate, I don't know if I mentioned it at the start, but all you need to do if you're new is comment a player from our gallery, and pretty much if they finish top three, you get points, and obviously the winner at the end will receive a nice little prize. But yeah, with that being said, it is Judgment Day. I know it took a while to get onto this, or this is the main topic of conversation for this episode. But I did want the structure to sort of stay the same. All episodes will sort of have this sort of structure where it's like, results, comments Premier League, or talking about rewards and all that stuff, and then to the back end of the video will be like the main talking points for the episode. I think that's pretty much the structure we'll keep in every episode. So even when it's a big thing like this, we still want to put it sort of nearer to the end, just because it will be a main sort of topic for discussion today. So with that being said, obviously in the last episode we talked about the vote, and it was just sort of like almost like a reassurance thing to sort of hear back from you guys, and we did aim to try and get 23 votes on the poll, and we managed to get 34, which is decent. Cal, we're still on 34, right? I haven't updated this in an hour or so, so I'm hoping it's
Yeah, it is.
still 34. Cool. Yeah, so I did sort of, as you can see on screen, I did repost it and say last chance, just in case someone missed it. But yeah, so you can see that from the three sort of options we had here, we had keep the series the same, which is essentially just keep doing what we're doing. Then we had the middle option, which is remove all under 23s and just go with the retirement home idea. And then the bottom idea, which is new MLS stuff with Cal. I think that, to be honest, I think it got a little bit what's the right word? The bottom option got a little bit like taken out of context, a little bit with some of the messages that I got given. Obviously, people wanted to see an MLS series on the channel, and I think I didn't really state in the episode that pretty much no matter what, there will be an MLS like series on this channel. It's just whether or not it would replace this one or be with Cal kind of thing. So I think some people kind of accidentally voted for the bottom one because they didn't like they pretty much say, or like in DMs they were saying to me like, oh, they wanted the MLS like series, so they voted for that one, but they do still like this one, if that makes sense. But even regardless of some of them misvotes, still the top one won, with 50% of the votes, and obviously that means that over what 16, 17 people voted for it to stay the same. So yeah, I mean that's great to hear, really. I don't know if you have any thoughts about it, Cal. Having
Yeah. I mean, first of all, thank you for everyone who voted. It's just nice to actually have a little bit more of like clarity on the whole situation, just because it seems like from my point of view, it seems like SORARE haven't really been putting much thought into the under 23s, like no in season comp or anything like that. It just seems like they're just leaving it behind. So it's nice to see that there's still a community that does really enjoy it.
yeah,
Um, And yeah, I mean the MLS stuff we're still going to have in this in this
Yeah,
series with the retirement home.
exactly.
So we are still going to integrate something into it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's been good to see what everyone's opinions are. Looking through the comments on the poll itself as well, it just seems like people are really enjoying what's going on, even though we don't tend to have much of an idea ourselves of what's going on. So it's nice to see that people support the chaos. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
all I've really got to say.
yeah, so the results for Judgment Day then, for the series going forward is pretty much we've decided that we're going to keep the series the same. Obviously, go with obviously this is our series. You know, me and Cal didn't want to make any rash decisions. It's a community series, so for those you got, obviously most of you, majority, want the series to stay the same, so it will be. Obviously, don't worry, we will still be throwing in a couple of curveballs here and there where we can. Me and Cal. Obviously, like Cal was touching upon with the retirement home, still going to do that idea. So pretty much keeping the thing, like keeping it the same in the sense that we're still obviously heavily focused on the under 23 stuff, trying to reap as much rewards as we can throughout the season. And then obviously we have the retirement home as sort of like an additional little like almost like a little mini series within the series, which will be just fun to track and see how we do. And I think it will be good because it has like some. I think that I think ultimately this is probably the best outcome for the channel, generally speaking, because that means that the channel is going to be covering the under 23s still. Obviously, the budget battle stuff that I do with other content creators is going to be focusing on classic MLS. Obviously, with this with the under 23s, obviously assuming that we probably won't be able to afford to go into the in-season comp with just £50, so probably going to be classic, and then also going to be covering in season with potentially the new series on the channel for the MLS. So I think the channel is very it's covering a lot of ground, should we say, which is always a good thing. So I think yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with the outcome, but I think no matter what the vote would have been, I would have been happy to go with whatever you guys wanted. It's just nice and reassuring to see that what we're doing is good, and like Cal said, the comments and stuff are always lovely to read, so we do appreciate you guys leaving them down below. So yeah, Judgment Day is here, and we have decided to continue. So yeah, so with that being said, then we'll move on to one of the final topics in today's video. But before we do so, obviously you guys are pretty deep in the video right now, so I know real ones are listening to this. Obviously the last episode we had a little Easter egg, as you guys know, and that will be the Easter egg. I don't want to give too much away, but that will be in the next episode. The reason as to why you done what you done. With that being said, if you did miss out, I'm going to give you another opportunity. This is, a second chance, if you like. We're people. We believe in a second chance. So with that being said, if you can name me, if you can DM me on any social media or whatever, what this fruit is. You got two or 3 seconds to look at it. If you can DM me what this fruit is, then you'll be added to a cheeky little giveaway. But yeah, so yeah. Anyway, enough said. Moving on to the last topic then, is we wanted to touch upon the transfers. Obviously, the January transfer window has just closed. Cal, I don't know if you've got a little page up here. I just realised that you can't see my screen, can you? So I don't know if you've got a little transfer market page up or something, just to have a little look at some of the transfers that went through. But yeah, I've got one up. I've got one up in front of me anyway. So I did pretty much. Yeah, I did want to talk about some of the transfers. Obviously, transfer window closing, and I just realised that Cal hasn't even looked. So, well, obviously you know anyway. But yeah, I just was going to scroll through some of these and just get our general thoughts, thoughts and feelings on some of the transfers that have happened in real life. Because obviously that correlates with SORARE, and especially the under 23 stuff being the whole entire series. So let's start off with then John Duran. He's obviously the highest fee that I've got on the screen here. So obviously he's gone to the Saudi Pro League. I reckon, in my opinion, he probably stays there for 2 years, and then comes back, because I know that there's something to do with the obviously. Think about it from his perspective. He only needs to be there 2 years to sort of change his life financially. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because I think the tax rule in the UK is that you have to be out of the UK for 2 years for you not to be taxed on the money that you've earned outside, if that makes sense.
yeah, I
So
think it's
like,
something like that. Yeah,
yeah, so like he can't go for 1 year and then come back because everything he would have earned would just get taxed by the UK. So I'm assuming that he'll probably go for 2 years, and then probably come back to the Prem or something like that. So yeah, shame to see a young talent go, but it's changing his life. He's changing his family's life. He's changing the next generation's life with the money that he'll be making. So fair play. Yeah. So then we've got Nico Gonzalez going to Man City. I don't know if he if is he still under 23s eligible, Cal?
yeah, yeah. So I believe so was Duran as well.
Yeah, Duran is. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, Nico is, and he was a big player as well.
Yep.
There's a few like Nico as well. Good under 23 players that have just moved to teams where they're not going to get first team football
Yeah.
regularly. So it might make the competition not easier as such, but a little bit
Mhm.
less varied in the players that go on and do quite well each week. I mean, I'm looking here. There's so many players that have just moved to
Yeah.
teams for
So we
no
got
real reason.
Yeah, so Nico Gonzalez probably, not going to feature too much in the City team. I mean, he might do, but yeah, you'd like to think he's going to play less than he did at Porto, that's for sure. Then you've got Jimenez going to AC Milan. He'll probably still get a good amount of game time at
Yeah,
AC Milan, you would assume.
yeah. Another.
Um,
I didn't even realise he was 23. I've seen his name for donkey's years, and I honestly thought he was about 28 or 29 now. So
yeah. Then you've got Patrick Dorgu going to Man U. I'll be honest, I don't know much about him. I haven't
no,
watched much of Lecce, so yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about him. Um, yeah, Stefanos Shimas, never heard of him either. Bundesliga 2 going to Brighton, so he's
yeah, big
19.
player.
Yeah, I don't see him getting too much game time because the jump from Bundesliga 2 to the Prem is quite big, so he'll probably get a loan move out, at my guess. But yeah, quickly skimming across some of the other names. So we have the Chelsea midfielder, Casady. I believe he only played in Europa League. He's gone to Torino, which is quite
Yeah,
interesting. He should get more game
he'll
time.
he'll
So
play a lot there.
yeah, so potentially someone to look at. But in terms of SORARE midfielders, I'm assuming he's probably get. Do you know? Can you get a price check on him, Cal?
I can
Um,
get a price check on
because
him.
players like that, you only really want to be especially midfielder. You probably only want to be paying like a pound 50, but I assume he's probably more than that.
Yeah, he's about £4.
Yeah, that's the type. This is the type of player that I just don't see the point in investing because I feel like he's just overhyped. Because he's a Chelsea player.
It is
Um,
his first card though, so that's why
yeah,
it's
yeah, which is
it's a
valid.
lot higher.
Yeah. Then we've got Matthias Tell moving to Tottenham. Obviously, a loan move. Well, good for him. I mean, he was definitely going to get more game time at Tottenham. You would assume. Obviously, Tottenham a bit in the mud at the minute, and that's sort of the reason as to why you probably don't want to buy him on Sura, because Spurs
Yeah,
just really unreliable. This coming weekend they could win 5-0, and I don't think anyone would be shocked. It's just like, just so inconsistent and hard to tell if this team is, well, I mean, at the minute obviously it's performing terribly, but I just think, yeah, with the injuries they have, it's just mega inconsistent. So Matthias Tell probably not on our radar really. Um, then you've got Bondo. Never heard of him either. I don't know if you know anything about Warren Bondo, Cal.
no,
Monza
the
man.
first I saw of him was the transfer.
Yeah, so
If I'm being
Monza
completely honest.
Monza losing out on Bondo and Maldini. So Monza probably going to perform even worse than they already are, which is a bit interesting. I'm sure Monza fans are not going to
It's
be
a
too happy with
miracle.
that. But yeah, no real names that stick out to us, to be honest. In terms of like potential people that we could move into the gallery.
Yeah,
Um, Sassy, I mean, he's not under 23, but I think a good move for him because Villa needed a right back, so he'll probably get good game time. Um, yeah, I don't
I
think.
feel
Oh,
like the only move that's affected us in a positive way
mm,
is someone who's not even under 23. So Florian Grilic going to the Spanish league.
yeah.
One of the rewards that I have not been able to shift for ages. If he gets some game time, his price will go up. He's a quality enough player, so we might get a random injection of funds when he scores somewhat well for Valladolid. But
Yep.
then
So,
again, it just needs to be gone.
so I've just seen one, Cal, which I don't know if you know about, but Camille Negli has gone to Millwall.
Interesting. I
Mm.
don't like that at all.
Mm. So I'm happy
That
we,
is a horrible.
yeah, because he's one that obviously has kind of been on the radar for the series for a bit, but I don't like that either. I don't see him doing very well in England, so we know to stay away from him now. But yeah,
Yeah,
so that's the reason why I wanted to do this today because there's probably a couple. There's so many obviously moves that happen that it's hard to keep track of everything. Yeah, I don't know if Faglioli, is he under 23? Nico Faglioli, he's gone to Fiorentina, so probably get more game time than he has been at Juventus. So potentially someone to look at. Because I'm thinking, right, because at the minute, you know how Grilic has gone to a different team and his price is yet to sort of rise. I'm thinking there could be potential for us to buy players that might get more game time. You know what I mean? Obviously, we don't.
yeah.
I don't think we have much funds at the moment, but yeah, if you guys know any players that have been lacking game time, but obviously potentially could get more, that might be cheap right now, do let us know in the comments. Obviously, a prime example would be someone like Carney Chukwuemeka. Obviously, getting no game time at Chelsea, so you like to think that he's probably going to get more at Dortmund. Um, but yeah, there's a couple of sort of names in here that I reckon there's windows to potentially buy before they get a couple of good scores and their prices inevitably rise. But yeah, I think that's probably the main couple that we've got there. Oh, Luke Kundle
Yeah.
going to Millwall. That might be a good one. He's decent. How much is he? Check.
I believe he's expensive.
Okay.
I mean, again, comments. Feel free to let us know anyone that's gone under the radar.
Oh, Ismaili Kone for Marseille. He's gone to Stade Rennais. That's a good one because he's
He'll
actually
be a good one.
decent. Yeah, he's decent. How much is he? He's gonna be
Cundle's
cheap.
only £1.
Ooh, he'll get loads of game time at Millwall. You would have thought, right?
Uh,
Moving down a
he
league.
he played against QPR and scored.
There you go. Potentially one to pick up. Um, and Ismaili Kone, how much is he?
I
Because
cannot,
he was
for the
very good
life of me,
for Watford.
Ismail.
Miss Ismael.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's got to be super cheap.
73p.
Yeah, super cheap. So yeah, I reckon there's going to be a couple of players like that, that are going under the radar because he scored very well for Watford. It's just whether or not he play. And you like to think if it's a loan move that they do get more game time. I will say that Luke Kundle is on a permanent, by the way. He's permanently gone to Millwall, so interesting. Ismail Kone is a loan, so you assume that they're loaning him to play him. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, some defo going to be some players here that are going under the radar, which is why we wanted to go through it in the episode today. But obviously we won't keep you guys for too long. We could sit here all day and go through every single transfer, but we're not going to do that. I just wanted a quick
No.
run through. Obviously it's in the time. Obviously being January, just finished. Thought this was probably the perfect episode to do so. But yeah, with that being said, guys, make sure you do leave your comments, Premier League player, in the comments. And yeah, let us know if you've got any shouts for players that yeah, potentially have moved and might be getting more game time and could potentially see in the under 23s road to glory. Obviously within budget, guys. Don't start spraying names that are like a tenner because we don't have that at the moment. To be precise, how much do we have in the account, Cal?
87p.
There you go, 87p. Well, obviously, we can make that a little bit more, like with some sales and whatnot. But yeah, we don't have too much in the gallery right now. We're praying for a good weekend, get some big rewards, and then yeah, keep churning money really. And we've got players, we've got assets like Grilich who potentially could make us a bit more money here or there. So yeah, do let us know in the comments if you've got any cheap beasts for us to go and get or keep an eye out for. We do really appreciate that. And yeah, with that being said, Cal, you got anything left to say?
No, that's I think we've touched on everything so far
Nice.
this episode. So yeah,
Brilliant. Well, we appreciate the support, guys. Please leave a like if you haven't already, and subscribe if you're new, because you know this series is every single Friday. If you're new and you don't know, we are producing this. We've been going for 20 odd episodes now, so you know the consistency's there. We do appreciate all the support, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in a future episode. Peace.
see you.